get all kinds in here. Rangers, traders, locals, tourists. Take a look around. It's a good bet. Here. Bro.
Having a good one?
Mr. Tate, he's a realtor, has been trying to organize something for the Pulse of the Stretch. He's a good man.
Got a moment to hear about the Low House? It mean a lot to me and to others. Good to know there's still some folks who can take an interest in the welfare of others. The Low House is a place where folks down on their luck can get a hot meal and a bed to sleep in. More importantly, they can do it with some dignity. No need to beg or steal. Everything's given with no questions asked and no favors owed. I run the place, have for years. But to do it, I have to rely on the kindness of others. That's right. And most people want to. Sometimes they just need a helping hand to pull them up from a dark place and set them on their feet again. Look, I'll be honest with you. We get a little help from some other wealthier folks in the city, but it's barely enough. It takes credits to provide for those in need, and I'm hoping you'll be willing to contribute. If you can spare a few credits, it'll do a lot of good. Thank you. I don't know if you believe in karma, but I do. I think you just earned yourself some. The Low House can only help the community because of generous donations. This means a great deal to me and the community. Keep it up and we'll have to name something after you. Takes everything I've got to keep. This means a great deal to me and the community. Every credit count. This means a great deal. You want to do some good for the city? Let me know. I'll take all the help I can get. If you're serious, I'm drowning in work. Philbone Agricultural Systems feeds basically everyone in the stretch. Bless the Philbone brothers. But their latest IntelliWheat shipment is late. I'm not worried yet, but getting there. Could you ask Sarah Philbone what the holdup is, very politely? This is a huge help. If there's anything you can do to speed up the wheat delivery, please do it. I'll have more work for you when you get back.
Even after all this time, we're still living hand to mouth. Nothing ever changes, no matter how hard I try. Thank God. I thought the Shaw gang was going to kill all the hostages in the bank. You were amazing. Thank you. We wouldn't have made it without you. Listen, I have nothing. Less than nothing. My family moved here from Sidonia, hoping for a better life. Sometimes I just feel cursed. And I could live with that if it was just me. But Simone? And little Liv? So many people here look past my family being UC and are just like that. Kind. A real sense of community. I just need a job and we could be happy here. Sorry, you should feel good. Super good about what you did at Galbank. You want to talk about anything? A man should provide for his family, not drag them down along with him. I've got to do better. We've been given as much charity as I can stomach. Without the Low House... I mean, there's something, but it's a hell of a thing to ask. As dark as things are, there are so many good people out there. Simone, my wife, has got a cousin, Milena Exelrod. Truthfully, I never much cared for Milena. But she runs freight, and I know her routes sometimes take her this way. Milena is family. Might be she'd do something for her kin. I'm looking for a job, and I'll do anything. Well, anything legal. Milena's United Colonies, like us, and I know she's got problems of her own with Aquila City. You are an answer to our prayers. Milena called Simone yesterday. I'm pretty sure she's still in the system. Just giving me any hope. It's a lot.
Be careful if you run into those eclectic jerks. Fly around like they own the settled systems.
Kids are all off studying.
Evening, sir.
Weston needs to get his brother focused on food production instead of wasting time brewing beer. If I ran things, we wouldn't have this problem.
If you're here for Weston, he's underfoot somewhere. Either here or at the factory. But please, if it's about that brewing nonsense, kindly leave. They don't need any more encouragement. Oh, sorry. My nerves are frayed. So many people coming and going for the company. Weston, that's my husband. Well, he's never been what I'd call a dreamer or a visionary. He's a practical man, good with ledgers and numbers. His brother Henry's the creative one, but he seems to have lost interest in growing the company, and now all he wants to do is brew beer. Filburn Agricultural Systems could provide the whole of the settled systems with food, not just Aquila City. Seems those two are content to think small. Well, I wish you were the one I had to convince. Well, you didn't come here to hear me natter on. Anything else? I know, we're late. It's been this whole frustrating episode. Short version, the farming equipment outside the walls needs to be manually rebooted. But the guards aren't going to be able to send people to fix it for days. We're committed to helping the unfortunates on the stretch, but the Ashta are just too dangerous for us to send someone. You would do that? If you get it rebooted, I'll get the harvest going ASAP. We can get the wheat to Amira quick. I'll talk with my husband, but I'm sure we could arrange payment. You'd be helping our business too, after all. Just be careful. Ashta are very dangerous.
When the time's right, I'd appreciate a chat. I don't got many friends, so I figure I gotta level with you. My past keeps showing up. I should get ahead of it before I get behind it. Hell, this is tougher than I thought it was gonna be. That means a lot. When I turned 18, my dad used one of his many connections to get me my first real job. That, plus the magical co-family name, meant I was shipping freight out of Aquila. If there's a way to take the wonder out of space, it was working for that outfit. Every milligram of helium-3 accounted for, timetables down to the second, too busy to ever really appreciate anything. Or even look up. And the pay? Well, it paid for my apartment, but that's about all I can say for it. So, an opportunity comes by from the boss man. He says, run this job, don't ask questions, and there's a bonus. Hell, I was still just a kid. I jumped on it. I knew I wasn't shipping some dried mangoes, but suddenly, God help me, it was fun. And you're a hell of a lot smarter than I was. So, more jobs started coming. And everywhere I went, suddenly dangerous people were much better armed. I'd hear about armed conflicts and civilian casualties. Innocent casualties. And I'd pretend that wasn't me. Maybe I wasn't smuggling weapons, maybe I was carrying something else. As long as I never open the boxes, I can keep pretending. Not directly. And I'd tell myself they'd get guns from someone else. But in my heart, I knew blood was on my hands. Soon the boss man's relying on me, and the pay was nice. We also started partying a lot together. Hard. There are whole weeks that are blank. Never had a lick of trouble. Till I did. Yeah. But it takes two to tango. To this day, I don't know when I was running that last job. But it was tasty enough, a whole mess of Crimson Fleet jumped me at the rendezvous. Yeah, a sane man would have been scared. But I looked at my pissant trading skiff's dual cannons and shouted, "Oh, this is on!" Yeah, I blew up one of the pirates before they realized that I was out of my gourd. I managed to get them down to 2 left before every system I had was fried. I was done. And that should have been the end. But that's when the Rangers showed up. You think? And then, dependable and straight as an arrow, Lillian Hart came on the comm, and well, it's like hearing the voice of an angel. The Rangers took them out, no problem. Oh, that's fuzzy, though. See, I passed out. And when I came to, Lillian was there. Seems the Rangers were impressed with me. Offered me a job. Yeah, by all rights, it should have been a prison cell, but Lillian, she saw something in me. And I took the job. And that's it. All my cards are on the table. Well, after I hit bottom, I learned a lot. Fast. But the thing that scares me is Cora. I mean, I gotta tell her someday. Sometimes the way she looks at me, I'm not worthy of that. But to see that look gone... That's easy for you to say. Just so you know, all this is why Lillian is something else. And I really need to own that. And have a tough talk with Lillian. Tell her about that follow-through you mentioned. Cora's at an important age right now. Every visit counts. You can't flake on her. Well, for now, let's do something more cheery. Like getting a root canal.
You know, I went to chef school. This ain't exactly...
Should we warn them about the Ashta? We got a big old sign. Danger. If they open up the gate and go out there, it's on their own head. But
Places like this make you appreciate home.
we got no idea what they're in for. You want to warn them? You know I don't like talking to strangers. Then you chose a hell of a profession. Outside is really, really dangerous. You see a danger sign in a Kire city, better know we mean it.
agricultural systems bears no liability for any injuries sustained on the farms.
I heard Mr. Wright's gonna be looking for an apprentice soon.
The robot takes a peach of a job.
Can you get certified in time?
Shouldn't be a problem. You sure he doesn't have someone in mind already?
He might, but you're an hard worker, smart. All you need is an interview, and I know he'll hire you.
Thanks.
Dad keeps saying he's sorry all the time. It's weird. Mom and Dad keep telling me to go out and play. I just hope they don't yell at each other too much.
If we don't, the emergency fund's empty. So please, hurry. That is good news. What was the holdup anyway? Oh, that makes sense. Aren't they outside the walls? Wait, you went outside the walls, didn't you? Please, don't risk yourself like that. If anyone got hurt working for the Low House. I hate to ask it, but this next errand should be safe. Easy. Everything runs on charity. And our benefactors, though kind, I think sometimes, well, get sick of seeing me. A new face may ease up the purse strings, or at least save me some errands. It's touch and go, sometimes. Pester too much, and they could turn their back on the project. Too little, and people suffer. So, the mayor, Elias Cartwright, has always been generous to us, but it's been a while since he's donated. Raisha Lands is a huge benefactor. Laredo Firearms has been vital for us. Both of those are routine, more polite reminders, really. The last is a long shot, probably futile. But the Trade Authority is incredibly wealthy, and they have never ever donated to us. If you could convince Duncan Lynch to give us anything, heck, a single credit even, I'd consider it a victory. You are a breath of fresh air. Once you're done with that, come back to me.
I'm so behind on my work. When's the report due anyway?
Thank you for your time.
I've got no idea.
Kill for uncovered coffee.
Okay, let's all just take a breath here. We all want to protect people from the Ashta. We're on the same side here.
The hell with that. This ain't the way things are done, and that's the end of it.
With due respect, I have repeatedly explained that I do not need permission. I came to you in the spirit of cooperation, but if this is the reaction...
20 years, we've done this my way, and it has always worked. Always! Why are you trying to fix something that ain't broke?
Mr. Wilson, we can deal with the Ashta better, safer. We didn't turn down fire or spaceflight because we managed just fine until that point.
I will not be talked down to like this.
Okay. Miss Alpin, please don't take any further action until we've had some time to think this over. All right?
We need to be smarter, better in the way we handle the
The Trade Authority looks to partner with local governments to find mutually beneficial arrangements. Aquila City is bustling, one of the busiest Trade Authority branches in the galaxy. The Trade Authority has a firm policy of not getting involved in internal matters. We're neutral in all affairs of the governments of the Freestar Collective and the United Colonies. The Trade Authority's image is doing quite well already. Thank you very much. I'm done discussing this matter. If you ever need to deal with the Trade Authority... Welcome to Aquila City's Trade Authority. The Trade Authority has a firm policy of we're neutral in all of it. Sorry. I dutifully follow the policies laid out by the Trade Authority. I'm done discussing this matter. You have a great day.
UC can't be that bad, can it?
I think you'll find that we carry fine weapons of all kinds here. Here's what I have in stock right now.
So we had to clean up the graffiti on the range again.
I'm pleased you chose
Why
to
don't we
visit
just
us
close
today.
it down? It's not like it gets much use.
Oh. So Amira has some help? Good. She's going to work herself into an early grave if she's not careful. Laredo Firearms prides itself in helping out all the residents of Aquila City. I'll send Justin over to deliver our monthly donation. Well, if the Rangers think the Low House needs more help, I'll tell Amira that Laredo is ready to help the community more. Is there anything else you want to talk about? Indeed. As a matter of fact, they're made in this very building. You're standing in the storefront of the Laredo Firearms Factory. I designed and manufactured every firearm for sale here. As such, I can offer you my personal assurance they're of the highest quality. When a CEO distances herself from the customers, her decision-making suffers. Here I get to see what matters, what sells, what doesn't, and why. It's invaluable. Plus, it's better than the endless meetings. I need someplace to put the prototypes through their paces. It stays.
But you know Stretch Trash will come back and loiter. Or worse.
Let them. A few beer bottles and graffiti is the least we owe them.
Yes, Midlands.
Hey there.
You're out there a lot, right? In space?
Good to meet you, friend. Name's Elias Cartwright. I'm the mayor of Aquila City. Now, I've got a memory for faces, and I can't say I've seen yours around here before. I make it a point to introduce myself to everyone who passes through our fine city. As the founder himself once said, there's no substitute for a warm welcome and a friendly smile. You're more than welcome. As I'm sure you know, us folk in the Freestar Collective put great stock in human kindness and generosity of spirit. I like to think that's what sets us apart from our neighbors at the United Colonies. We don't rely on machines or bureaucracy. We rely on each other. I won't pry about what brought you here. That's all of your business and none of mine. However, I'd be more than happy to give you the scoop about the core and Midtown. What day is it? Oh, shoot! I forgot. I'll send over my usual monthly donation to Amira. She truly is a wonder. And with the building project her and Mr. Tate are planning, there may be a day when the stretch is a distant memory. Well, from me. Unlike the UC, we don't tax our people to death. The city's budget is very tight, so it falls to the community to look after its own. I don't expect an outsider to understand how Aquila City has been run for generations. Are we done? If you run into any problems in my town, you come tell me. Actually, tell the Rangers.
Feel free to read. This is a haven for all that love letters. My husband, I think he would have liked what I've done here. He so loved books. Oh, I'm sorry. I hope you come back.
The Cartwrights have been donating to the Low House for generations. Don't let Raisha fool you. She built and owns a powerful corporation. Not that you would know it. And Raisha increased her donations. Substantially. Very substantially. I don't know what to say. No word from the Trade Authority. I'm sorry I even asked. I like to believe everyone is capable of empathy and compassion, but people like Duncan test my faith. Some days are easier than others. For example, because of you, today is one of the days which gives me strength instead of sapping it. Sarah Philborn gave me these credits to give to you for your help with the farm. You more than deserve it. And people say I'm too altruistic. I have one more thing for you to do, but I hope it's more of a reward. This is part of the Intelliwit harvest. I'd like you to deliver it to Simone Jansen and her family. I want you to see the fruits of your labors.
Thank you for saving my husband.
Amira said to expect you. This wheat ensures my family won't go to bed hungry. I genuinely don't know what my family would do without Amira. And you have no idea how much it means. Over here in Aquila, it's humbling to see regular people just looking after us. On behalf of my family, of my daughter, bless you.
Never ever go outside the city walls after sundown. Asta on all residents.
I'm doing great, actually. Thanks for asking. I honestly feel guilty with how perfect everything is.
I'm Annie Wilcox. You're new in town, aren't you? That means I'm gonna keep my eye on you. Is it? Or are you just saying that? See, I work for the Freestar Rangers. I'm the first ever Ranger Surveillance Assistant. And that's not some dumb made-up title. Ranger Emma Wilcox gave it to me, so it's official. I'm the best Ranger Surveillance Assistant that ever lived. Someday, I'll teach other kids the tricks of the trade. Gotta prepare the next generation, cause I won't be here forever. So what's it gonna be? Are you gonna be a law-abiding citizen? Or are you gonna be on my list? That's the right answer. I just hope you mean it. Aquila City is just crawling with crime. It's everywhere. And it's up to us Rangers to do something about it.
And Ranger Surveillance Assistants.
Someone's stealing guns and stuff from Laredo Arms.
And none of the adults believe us.
So we're hoping, you know, you can help us break it all open. Emily was right about you. I was doing my ranger patrol one night, and there was a suspicious character casing Laredo Arms. I watched him as long as I could, but I had to rush home for bedtime. First thing in the morning, I came back and interrogated Justin Sneed, and he said they were tracking down an inventory discrepancy. I told him about the suspicious stranger, but Mr. Sneed didn't believe me. Exactly! This case was too big for just one ranger, so I deputized Emily.
I'm an Assistant Ranger Surveillance Assistant.
Or, something like that. And we found out that the thief breaks in most nights, but like, really late. He's got his own key card. We just need to catch him. Security will believe you. You're doing Aquila City a big service. Best I figure he's there around midnight. You need to wait for him to exit Laredo, then catch him red-handed. We need to bring him to justice.
I just know Annie's gonna be a ranger one day, just like her mom.
It was supposed to be an easy job. What? Shit. Yeah? I won't. Oh, God. This can't be happening. Oh, God, no. Security.
Don't anybody move. Let's see. If it ain't the hero of Galbank. And who do we have here? Looks like you're carrying a lot of weapons for a nighttime stroll.
Hell, I give up.
Smart move. I got a tip something was going down tonight. Was little Annie actually right about all this? I kind of always thought she was a pest. But now, I got her from here. Aquila City owes you again. And, thank Annie for me. Dear God, she's never gonna let us hear the end of this.
SSNN says that spacers and the fleets are getting worse.
I feel for the folk in the stretch.
Did you catch the thief? Tell me it worked.
Annie, what are you doing up? It's way past your bedtime.
Mom, I have to know. You got him right? Right? I knew it!
Annie L. Wilcox, what did you do?
I told you about it. You know the Laredo robberies? Well, we caught the thief.
Wait, so that's real?
Of course, Mom. I told you.
She's telling the truth. You're not pulling my leg, right? Whew, boy. Annie, we'll talk more about this later. But I'm proud of you. But you've got to be careful.
Yes, Mom. I'm gonna be the best ranger surveillance assistant ever.
Thank you for helping my girl and anything else involved. Take this. Lord preserve me.
Gotta keep an ear to the ground. You never know what folks might be getting up to.
You get that report from Autumn yet?
Wanna guess?
Can't say I'm surprised.
Got to admit, I'm impressed how fast you made over.
You're listening to the Settled Systems News Network.
looks like we got another off-worlder.
Though it is widely speculated that the trade authority is involved in a wide variety of smuggling and theft.
Keep your nose clean. Last thing I want is to charge you for a DP, an A and B, P&E, or heaven forbid, an MS. It could make. At least then we wouldn't have to worry about a VOP, am I right?
Any paperwork we need to file to clear it out? Is it zoned for commercial use?
This isn't the UC. As long as you are courteous to the neighbors, do what you want.
We're still waiting for the Galvin.
I must warn you.
Ever wonder how the Crimson Fleet seems to be everywhere?
As you say.
It's because they have little outposts everywhere. There were so many facilities abandoned.
Nice to meet you. I'm Mr. Tate, and you have the look of a newcomer. Welcome to Aquila City. I don't suppose you're in the market for real estate. If so, then look no further. In the heart of the Freestar Collective, who wouldn't? I have 2 properties for sale. This one here is a refurbished colonial manor in the heart of the core. I also have a more modest 1-bedroom in Midtown. Any interest in them? It's my favorite listing I've had in years. Spacious in the core itself. I took great pains to get all the approvals, so the neighbors should be no problem. It's historic and spacious. Oh my, so much space. And the price is a veritable bargain. You have made my year with this. I just know this manor will bring you nothing except joy and good fortune. It's yours. If you are ever looking to buy property, remember me, Mr. Tate. Wait, before you go, my instinct says you're a person who knows how to work with their hands, or in this case, heavy equipment. Are you familiar with mining lasers? Excellent. There are so many in the stretch, living in terrible conditions. The Low House and I are working together to make cheap, affordable housing. But the land we want to build on has hard stone that needs to be cleared. And it truly is the best cause. Once you clear the land, we'll be one step closer to changing some lives for the better.
You know, there's nothing.
Easy there, no bad guys around. Wait, no one's around, right?
If you're looking for a sidearm, I recommend Laredo's Firearm Factory. Built right here. There's Roland Arms if you're not
So
So we're gonna have a house now?
That's what Mr. Tate is working on. We'll have to move out when construction begins.
A for real house, like the ones in the core?
It's not going to be a manor house, honey, but 4 walls, a roof.
Can Audrey move in
Hey,
with us?
no funny stuff with that
Mate,
booze pack.
Mr. Tate says
Enough
he's
flight
starting
traffic
with
as it
4
is.
houses. So we'll have neighbors.
This is so cool!
I love my job. So many memories of happy homeowners building new lives. Marvelous. One step closer. I can't wait to tell Miss Wolf. I know it's not much, but this is well earned. With the rocks cleared, we're one step closer to building permanent homes for the unfortunates in this. Remember me if you ever need a realtor.
Sure. I've been seeing a therapist lately. Let's have to lunch.